It's a great honor to introduce our honorable guest, Mr. Praveen Rao. Sir has the Marketing Services Businesses Unit at Arvato. He has been with Arvato since June 2009 and has worked closely with the India leadership team to create India-specific B2B marketing solutions and service offerings for the clients in India. Sir also spearheaded marketing service offerings in the B2C space by bringing in web technology interventions. Mr. Rao is a dedicated, result oriented marketing and sales professional. He comes with over 13 years' experience in media planning, direct marketing, and print media, and has worked with organizations like the Times of India Group, Dun and Bradstreet India, and Microsoft Corporation. During this period, he has specialized in integrated marketing communications, out of home advertising, corporate sales, marketing and risk analytics, and business intelligence. Sir is a marketing graduate from Devi Ahilya Vishwavidyalaya, Indore, with areas of interest in consumer behavior, economics, brand management, and operations research. He has proven abilities to lead a team to deliver and surpass stated objectives year on year. Rich experience in working in diverse matrix organizations with the ability to adapt, network, and respond to unforeseen challenges. Leading the marketing service unit of the organization to develop new service offerings in the B2B and B2C space, manage sales and operations of the unit, drive top line and bottom line targets, lead the sales and operations team. Now I would like to invite Sir to take the stage and address the assembled gathering. Sir, podium is all yours.
Good afternoon. Super, I like your spirit. And thank you for giving me this. I feel like a rock star performing on this stage today. Super, I like this. Okay, so thanks for the nice introduction, team out here. Sorry, I'm not very conventionally dressed today for the occasion. I just didn't feel like wearing my suit. It was a little hot, but I thought I was a student 15 years back and doesn't mind coming like this to your forum today. Okay, so I've been introduced and I'll not waste time in talking about myself. Before I begin, I'll make two promises to you. One, I'll keep the session short, meaningful, and simple. One, two, and I'm going to entertain you. You'll have some fun today with me. Having said that, I'm going to talk about, you know the topic that I'm going to cover today? Okay, I'm going to talk about the impact of microeconomics in the new digital era. Forget it, no, we are not going to talk about that. We are going to talk about how to get most out of your management program. You all are MBA students, you're all here to make a career out of MBA, management education. You all look forward to a great career ahead. So let me share some of my examples, some of my peers' examples who have had studied 10 years, 15 years back and are doing something for themselves. I'm also going to share some tips, but not tricks, to achieve what you aspire for. These two things are related. So, okay, I have this, great. So, we want to succeed in life, right? How many of you doesn't want to succeed in life? Raise a hand. Okay. Who wants a plum job after passing out from this institute? Raise a hand. A great job which makes you satisfied, very successful. Raise your hand. Very good. I like your spirit. Okay, how many of you want to start something on your own, become an entrepreneur after you pass out? Very good, not bad. Okay, and how many of you want to go back and join your dad's business if you come from a business background or a family business background? Raise your hand confident, no harm in doing that. Super. Great, fantastic, love you. Right, so This doesn't work, seems like, okay. So to entertain you further, we'll do some bit of stuff with some kind of a Bollywood Turk. I like watching Hindi movies, do you? Super. So we're going to get some examples from our good, nice Hindi films also as we talk about how can you make most out of your time in this institute while doing MBA. Okay. While what you aspire to be is very important in your life, and I'm very happy that you're wanting to pick up a kick-ass job. That's okay, no problem. Yep, this is what you just mentioned to me. Be something like him, like those girls. Some of you want to become an entrepreneur, incubate a cool digital marketing firm whose evaluation can someday make you a billionaire. Why not? Another Zuckerberg, right? Or for that matter, want to join my dad's business? No harm, absolutely. One must do that. But there is a gap between what we aspire and what we eventually want to achieve in life. Yeah? Sometimes it also happens that, yeah, I want to do something, but I don't know what I want to achieve. Now, I know that I want to go and pick up a kick-ass job, I want to start an entrepreneur, I want to start a company, make it a multi-billion-dollar affair, make money out of it, all that is fine. But do I really want what I want to achieve? What is it that I want to do in this life? What I want to do in my next 2 years, etc.? Well, if you don't, you spend a life like that. You watch TV, you come to campus, go to cafeteria, attend lectures, have fun with friends, enjoy, but you think, what do I do next? Do I pick up a sales job? Do I go for marketing? Well, I'm a marketing student. I've picked up a marketing specialization. But I'm not getting a marketing job, so let me pick up a sales job in an insurance company. Let me pick up another job in an FMCG company. Let me make some beginning, or I don't know what to do. And hence, my next 2 years go something like this. I don't understand much what I'm doing. I picked up something after my 12th, which is an engineering or a medical or a BCom or something like that, because unfortunately, we all are mentally programmed like that when we grow up, right? Agree, disagree? We still prevail, right? Something of that sorts, right? So we are attuned, we are programmed, okay, after 10th, you pick up physics, chemistry, maths, go for engineering, pick up medical, go become doctor, start studying commerce, become a CA, CS, and that's the end of the life. And sometimes we wonder, what are we doing? But when I come to campus, I said, yeah, MBA Institute, cool. It's a nice place to be in. Let's have some fun. Dance, marrying, finding good boyfriends and girlfriends, dating, and all of that stuff. And for us, when you're not in the campus, the life is very fanciful. You do all the kind of stuff in the college, except for this dancing and singing, which only happens in Indian movies. I haven't seen it in any campus. Do you do it in your college? Oh, super. Very good. Okay. Now, when we are in this mode, when I don't know what I wish to achieve, what I want to do, will that help you? Will that not help you? Well, that's $1 million question. I don't have an answer. But at times, we get kicked. We get badly kicked by a lot of factors in life. You know what those factors could be? My friend gets a plum job, I don't. My girlfriend quits me because I don't find a job. My dad throws me out of house because I could not find a proper job, or he doesn't respect me. My friends have graduated and picked up something nice, and variety of reasons. Sometimes it is internal, sometimes it is triggered from outside. Having said so, you get into the gist of discovering your mission and you start transforming. Yeah, it doesn't only happen in Indian movies, it happens in real life. Do you agree, do you disagree? How many of you disagree? None, okay? And you undergo some kind of a transformation and finally get pushed to discover your goal. What's my lakshya in life? Yep. So far, so good. A very utopian thought, something happens, doesn't happen good to me, I wake up someday, I want to do something, and you go and try and achieve something in life. But what if we don't get that kick in life? Hota hai, right? My 2 years just fly by. I come to campus, I do something, it just flies by. And then comes the hard reality of facing job interviews, searching a job, trying to do something in life, and then you get face to face with the reality of life. Those nice, fanciful dreams comes crushing down. Oh, there's no plum job. I have to actually pick up a bag, go start selling. I've got to pick up something to go be behind a computer, talk to my customers, etc. And we give into the life, and then life has something else in store for us. We end up becoming mediocres. Yeah? This is the reality in India. You people are still fortunate to be working in, studying in one of the best institutes of India, but I'm talking about the large MBA scenarios in India, where more than 5,000 students passes out everywhere. So, how do I beat this scenario? But you're different. You are different because you have aspirations in life, and you want to go and achieve these aspirations. And my next 20 minutes would be entirely focused on the fact that how do you become more serious around your aspirations? How do you go and get that kick-ass job that you always aspired for? How do you go and become the next serial entrepreneur, dabbling with the technology, making a living out of it, making it monetized and moving with something else, or for that matter, becoming these two gentlemen? Now, on a very serious note, I'll spend a minute here. In any of these three grades, when people reach these levels, it did not happen to them by luck. It did not happen to them because they were lucky, or it did not happen to them that they were brilliantly different from the rest of the world. Yes, they had above average intelligence, perhaps, we don't know. So I first is just a representative picture. Second, I never had an opportunity to meet Zuckerberg. But I had interacted with a couple of people who work with the Ambani groups, Anil Ambani Group, or the Reliance Industries Limited. I have a few friends who works there at senior level. You know what I've been hearing? While they were lucky to have Dhirubhai Ambani as their father, but if you go and study deeper, it is these two gentlemen who have turned around Reliance Industries. They have added net worth, which is 30x of what it was when Dhirubhai Ambani kind of exited from the group. Even today, they hold meeting at 1 a.m. in the morning or night, whatever you want to call it. They fast track their ideas from thinking to execution in flat 4, max 7 days time. When it comes to rolling out a particular campaign, they remain involved in the game, they remain on top of the stuff that they do in life. They work, they slog 14 hours a day. They are real. So, while it's a kick-ass job, anybody would want to, I want to become an Anil Ambani tomorrow. But it's not easy. They slog and slog and slog. So, how do I achieve what I aspire for? Well, I'm no motivation guru here. I'm no management guru who can give you some high-level gyan to tell you that how to be successful, what do you do. I'm just going to share my and some of my friends' experience of last 15 years. I correlate to all of you because I passed out from an institute which is good, which comes from a good university of Indore, but we struggled. We struggled for a variety of reasons. But I'm very happy to say that of the 30 people batch that I had in my marketing batch there, out of 30, 20 people are sitting at a position which is business unit heads, directors. Some of them are next to becoming CEOs, head of finance or functions like those. And some of them are doing very well by doing something by their own. They have become independent, they are entrepreneurs. So, I just say there are two things, of many things, which is super critical for you to make the most out of your life while you are doing your MBA program. I would say, okay, we have heard this before. Focus, determination, what crap. Yeah? Very cliched. It is very cliched. But if you go deeper, it has lot of sense in the way you do stuff in your life. So, moving forward, I just want to make a small statement or a quote here. Not mine. I've picked it up somewhere from the internet, and I quite liked it, so it is right on my desk. Successful people are ordinary people with extraordinary determination, and they have great ability to focus. Look around you. Look at some of the people who in India or worldwide have become very successful, have been doing something very unique, differentiated, started billion-dollar companies. They're all ordinary people. I mean, we have heard Bill Gates stories to death that he was a college dropout. We know about Sachin Tendulkar, who never graduated or post-graduated. We know about so many people, Mr. Gautam Adani, who perhaps did not have a formal education beyond his high school. They all are very successful people, and if you read their biopics, if you see their biopics, Milkha Singh or for that matter anybody, all these people had very strong focus and determination. And you don't have to go to an Ivy League business school, or you don't have to appoint a management consultant to learn these things. It's something that's within. It's something that you experience. That's something that you coach yourself for, that you jog yourself for. Having said that, let's go into each of these aspects. And again, I'm not going to get into theory. Pardon me if you see me doing theory, raise your hand and say, hey, get back to business. We're going to talk something which is very relevant and to the point. What is focus? Not a very complex management jargon, right? Not a marketing jargon. Well, it is your ability to give up short-term and avoidable temptations for long-term and unavoidable stuff that you think you are passionate about. Nothing very complex about it. It's all about making choice in your life. Can I give up something now for something which I want in future? Yeah? That's focus to me. Therefore, to reiterate, short-term and avoidable temptations. As a student, we come across a lot of temptations, right? We come across temptations of bunking a class, going for a movie, sleeping early in the night, chit-chatting with friends, doing everything, just attending the class lecture. Senior se notes mil jayenge, exam pass kar lenge, and all of that stuff, right? We all go through that. But if you could give up some of these temptations or do them less, you'd be able to get something that you aspire for in life. You want to become a successful professional, you want to start something on your own, or for that matter, you wish to do something which is by joining your dad's business, is what you get closer to. So important question is, how do I make that beginning? If I haven't yet begun, how do I do that? There's another quote which I personally like very much. Again, no rocket science, very pragmatic. Start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. Start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. And a quote by a very famous tennis player, perhaps you would not know, he was in 70s and 80s and an ace tennis player, Arthur Ashe. So delving further into this, when you say start where you are, okay, do I start in this auditorium? Do I start in my home? Do I start in my campus? Sorry, the map is that of your institute. Start there. You'll say, okay, what does that mean? Simply make the most use of the resources that are available to you. Your campus may not give you the highest bandwidth for internet. It may not give you some of the fanciest of the books. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm not just making a statement, gentlemen, here. I'm talking to the management staff. But there are enough resources available to you to the generation which is post-internet generation. Then I come from a pre-internet generation. I passed out in 1999, and we had very limited internet. We did not know what internet can do for us. Use what you have. You have a library? Yeah, a fairly rich one, I guess. You have internet access? That's it. What else do you need? Time. Super. I like that. We all have 24 hours. Does anybody have more than 24 hours in this room to themselves? We don't, right? So, how do we make best use of time? It's about choosing your priorities in life. Where do I focus? And I just covered that in my previous slide, right? So you'll say, no, I study 9 to 6, that's too much. I have something else to do. My mom will feel bad about if I don't go and cook with her at home. My dad or my siblings would not like if I don't go and spend time with them. Cross your heart and ask yourself, is that a reality? Well, when I say make best use of your resources, let me share a quick anecdote with you. You know what students does differently in some of the campuses which are so-called Ivy League institutes of India? Not so-called, they are Ivy League institutes in India. And I had an opportunity of going to INSEAD a few weeks back, stayed there for about 2 weeks for an executive program. Difference is there. You know what, how do they study? They study no differently than what you guys do. They have perhaps similar books, they have similar curriculum. The professors in the classroom only introduces a concept, they touch upon it, they hold a discussion, and they ask you to work more towards it. Now, again, the story is more or less similar there. A lot of emphasis is on application of what you learn in a classroom. Simple concept. We all study consumer behavior, we all study digital marketing. I talk more about marketing because my specialization has been marketing. Or you talk about GAAP in finance, or you study about some of these esoteric concepts, right? Now, when you study, and like I said, it's not your mistake, it's not our mistake. We've been programmed like that, यार ऐसा करो, पता करते सीनियर से पेपर में क्वेश्चंस क्या आएंगे, वो 4 क्वेश्चन समझ लेते हैं, and I'll score good grades in my examinations. Yeah? But the students in some of these institutes are coached to go beyond that, come together as groups, research more about a subject, prepare projects, which from the face of it looks very challenging and different. But when they start doing it, when they start jogging their minds, when they start practicing it, they have fun doing that. I have a few friends who had passed out from XLRI, from MDI, from some of the IIMs. The common thing that I hear from them in those 1.5, 2 years is, you know what? They practically sleep 5 to 6 hours a day. The amount of time they spend in their PC labs, in their libraries, along with their seniors discussing projects, informally, I'm not saying formal gathering, is as much a time as they spend in classrooms. And it's not funny. Their grading systems, their coaching systems are such that they are encouraged to think application of what they learn in the classrooms. And it's fun. Trust me, it's fun if you do it. Even some of the campuses, who are not the top 10, and ranking in India is fairly elusive, but let me put it this way, some of the next generation of B schools have started picking that up today. I interact with a lot of students in Delhi. I was quite amused to see some of the students, and I'll not name those institutes here. But the kind of pragmatic approach that they bring to the table, the ability to apply their learning is phenomenal. It's highly differentiated. And that makes them do something good. Do I have an internet connectivity here? I can get that, right? Oh, okay. I'll show you towards the end of the session when we kind of wrap it up. So, coming to the core of it is that, we have to also think about the fact that do what you can. Now you'd say, oh, I'm not an engineer, I cannot write software programs, I cannot become a digital specialist. Go check out Google Apps. You don't have to be, somebody who can write codes. Even an ordinary guy can do it, learn it, start doing certain stuff. It's about doing that. If you are somebody who's very fond of photography, do it. You can create something out of it for yourself. If you're a very social guy, think of creating a community. You all spend considerable amount of time on, sorry, not you. We all spend considerable amount of time on Facebook. I at least spend 30 minutes a day. I'll be lying if I say I don't. I spend enough time in Twitter, right? We all do that, correct? Yes or no? Have you ever thought about creating a page, taking a particular idea to the market and doing something about it? I know, and I'll show you some of the stuff that people have done. They have created they have created organizations through digital platforms. They have created communities which got monetized later. Companies say, hey, come to us, give us access to your communities. You want to get our products across to your community and do something about it. And they were all students, or they were just out of college. They made the most of it by having fun, without compromising on fun. Therefore, when I say do what you can, all I mean is attempt starting a venture. You'll say, venture? Where do I get the money from? I don't have money. My dad doesn't give me enough pocket money. You're talking about starting a venture? Well, you don't require money. Have you heard of a company called Sun Networks, Sun Microsystems? Got acquired by Oracle in 80s or 90s, and Vinod Khosla was one of the Indians associated with that company. Are you aware? Some of you are aware? You know the full form of Sun in Sun Microsystems? Anybody? Not you, I've told you in the car. Super. Stanford University Network is the full form of the company. You know how did this company, I'll spend 2 minutes. It happened in 80s, even when the internet wasn't a very common thing. A few students came together, picked up some unused inventory around, so it's in the Silicon Valley area, this particular campus, and considered to be one of the finest breeding ground of entrepreneurial technical talents in the world. These 3 boys came together. They said, okay, our campus has a lot of emphasis on engineering design. They have a lot of emphasis on doing some stuff, CAD, CAM, and stuffs like those. But our machines are not equipped to do that enough. You know what they did? They got some unused stuff from their labs, from their IT department, from the companies around. They started assembling the first workstation. They were the first to get the network thing going. They were the ones to wire their campus. And when they were passing out, they said, okay, what do we call this company? Some companies, angel investors got so enthused by that. They said, hey, there's a commercial value to what you're thinking. They said, we're happy to invest in your company. They said, okay, but we are not a company, we are students. What do we do? You know what? They said, okay, let's form a company. They said, okay, what do we name it? So they loved their campus so much, they said, let's call it Sun, Stanford University Network. And Sun Microsystems, you all know where it stands today. Likewise, there are many cases, I'll talk about India in a while towards the end of the presentation, where students like you have become new entrepreneurs of today's age. That's fine, I don't know. Determination, a very cliched word. Determination kya hota hai, and blah blah blah. Well, defining determination is about, and that's my way of defining it, it's about having that fire in your belly. It's being stubborn with oneself. And it's about having an attitude of never say die, unrelenting. Very, very bookish terms, right? थोड़े फिल्मी terms है ये. हमने फिल्मों में देखा है मिल्खा सिंह को, हमने देखा है ऋतिक रोशन को, हमने देखा है यहाँ. In real life, you'd see people doing that. People have come a long way in doing something. Let me quickly narrate a story to you, and this is a real life story. It's a fun thing, and again related to movies. So, I heard it on the radio. It's not an original source. A young Amitabh Bachchan, when he was not a superstar, when he was just a lad like you and me, he of course, perhaps if you follow him, he's very thankful to his dad, who was also an author and a very famous poet. So one day his dad woke him up in the morning in Allahabad, and he said, अरे अमिताभ बाहर आना, ये मुझे तुम्हारी हेल्प चाहिए. So he woke up early morning 7. He says, ये बाहर पत्थर रखा है ना हमारे जिस कंपाउंड के बाहर, इसको अंदर लेके आना. I don't know, some of you have heard this story, but he says, बाबूजी पत्थर कैसे उठाएंगे, बड़ा भारी है, इसको उठाने के लिए मैं कुछ 2-4 लोगों को बुला के लाऊं, can I call a few more people to do this? So his father smiled and he says, बेटा इस पत्थर को, ये हमारे घर से काफ़ी दूर था, मैं रोज़ इसे थोड़ा थोड़ा खसकाता था अपने हाथों और पैरों से. सोचा घर के बाहर है तो क्यों ना इसको उठा के हम अंदर ले. A small little step taken every day, every minute, will make you reach there. This story, narrated by Amitabh Bachchan himself in one of the shows I heard, had such a deep impact on him that he became very relentless. And we all know about the story about his struggle, right? He never became a superstar overnight. An ordinary guy. how do we test it out? Let's get down to this room. How do we test this out? Determination. Okay, I would advise, I'd leave a small exercise with you. It's up to you how much you want to follow, you don't want to follow. Do a small exercise with yourself. Think of one weakness that you have. You don't have to share it with me, with your friends. Talk to yourself. Think that there must be something that could be stopping you from doing your best, right? Perhaps waking up early, perhaps drinking less, perhaps going out less, I don't know, or eating less if you have a tummy like me or bigger than that. Start doing something daily. If you wake up at 7, hypothetically speaking, and if you think that waking up makes you good, try and wake up 15 minutes early and keep doing that for a regular period. Once you do it for 14 days, and it's a trusted formula, people like Robin Sharma and all have been endorsing it. If you do something which is continuous, which is done regularly and repeatedly for 14 days, it is quite likely that it will become part of your habit. It could be anything. Just pick it up, try doing it. Okay, so moving further, and I am coming towards the end of my presentation, and when we can get into question and answers, and we'll have some interesting dialogue. So I'll make you meet two ordinary guys who made it big with focus and determination. They're no celebrities. Well, at least I don't know they are celebrities or not. But they are millionaires. One of them is millionaire, of course. Other I don't know. This gentleman is called Manish Vij. He's my batchmate. We studied together in our graduation and post-graduation, and he's owning a company called SVG Media. Research more about it. If you search Manish Vij on internet, you'll get enough about him or SVG Media. You know what he does? I'll narrate a very interesting story. And he's a real guy, so I'll give you his number if need be, and you can speak to him. Manish, in campus, and I'm talking about 1996-97, if my memory aids me right, he started a concept called, so first e-commerce company in India was something that he thought about. The marketplace, you know what marketplace is? Amazon, eBay and all. They get a buyer and a supplier together to come and interact, and they make some money out of it. He thought of a company along with some of the MCA guys in our college, saying that, there is enough room for people to come online and sell their old stuff. So he started a concept called kabaddibazaar.com. Kabaddibazaar.com was a web portal that he started, and he very interestingly announced it to the students and colleagues here. And people mocked at him, saying, "Hey, क्या कर रहा है यार मनीष? कुछ नहीं होने वाला है यहाँ पे. अपने कहाँ speed होती है internet की? नहीं होएगा." And there were many people to pull his leg down. He did not relent. He said, "No, we'll do it." He started this venture at the age of perhaps 22, 21, I don't know. And he took that idea to reality. This is pre-internet age I'm talking about. .com boom was happening and the bust was to follow. And he launched this venture along with his friends very, very silently in the hostel rooms of my campus. And he took it real, faced a lot of hurdles, did not get enough space, very expensive to put up a website in those days. It's not as easy where you can buy a portal for 400, 500 rupees. He did that. Now, he went with this concept to the market saying that, hey, would you want to endorse that? Would you want to put money behind this? I want to advertise. I want to take this to the market. He went and met a couple of companies. Some said yes, some said no, we can't invest, need to improve. And finally, he found somebody in Rediff who said, yeah, sounds good. We want to take this forward. And that was the journey he started in 2000, 2001, when he started as an entrepreneur, but the business did not do well, the concept did not really fly for a variety of reasons that perhaps he was thinking ahead of time. He did not give up. He started working for Rediff as an ad agency, did not lose focus, remained determined to pursue his dream of becoming a digital entrepreneur. And today, his companies have been acquired by WPP Group. You know WPP Group? The holding company of Lintas and Ogilvy and these kind of companies. Today, he's 36, 37, makes millions of dollars, not rupees, holds multiple companies, incubating a lot of companies. Someday I would request Dr. Seema to call him to the campus and make him interact with the students. Okay. So glad some of you would have interacted. So, I'm talking about that perseverance, and today also, he's a very humble guy. He travels in a metro. Yes, he owns a lot of money, cash loads of money, but doing good for himself. And he's not sitting back and enjoying what he had created. He's still thinking, okay, what do I do next? What's the best way of doing another? Who's the second person? Again, I would talk a bit about myself here. I'm no celebrity again. I'm just an ordinary guy who made it reasonably better than some of the other peers that I had in my life. Yes, I had certain jolts. I had some hits. I had some misses in life. And like any of you, I was preparing very hard to crack CAT. I did manage to. I did get selected to MICA, MDI, a couple of institutes. Couldn't join for some reasons known to me only, and couldn't join. So I was shattered, completely heartbroken. My friends went joined some of the premier institutes. I said, okay, guess what? I've lost it. Then somebody told me, no, it's not the end of the road. You have a long life, you're young, you're determined. I did consult a few members in my campus. How do I do it? I consulted them, and I'll talk about them towards the end of it. I started doing something very basic. Two things I did while completing my post-graduation. One, I made most use of the resources that were available to me in my campus. Not many students used to go and flock in the library, read books, etc., etc. But when I started doing that, I formed a small group in my campus. I started consulting my faculty members. There was enough and more that I started discovering. There was a perspective change in the way I was studying MBA. I stayed in touch with my friends in the campuses who had gone to some of the premier colleges, and there was a perspective change. Somewhere I was dissatisfied. I said, no, not happening. I need to learn and apply. So I picked up a small part-time job. Started working there after my campus hours, after 2 o'clock, used to run there, work for 4 or 5 hours. There I got industry interaction happening. I used to go visit Pithampur, Devas, which are industrial hubs around Indore. Started building my network of the industry folks there. Since I was a relatively good student for one of the MBA coaching institutes, they offered me a job saying that, hey, why don't you come and start preparing students for group discussions, personal interviews. I said, yeah, why not? Some money is good. And in those days, I used to get paid 400-500 rupees an hour, huge money, trust me. So I used to go, start early in the morning, go teach there, rush to campus, spend 6 hours, 7 hours, go work. If need be, go and study, teach again in the evening, or do my own stuff in the evening, go to sleep. I had 24 hours. I did not have an hour or a minute more than what you have today. Why did I do that? Because I was woken up. I got that kick. And trust me, had I got selected, had I been able to join one of that institutes, I would have not been where I am. Yep. So enough of self-bragging. Moving forward. Yeah, sure, ma'am. That's a last piece I wanted to cover, actually. So let me break that suspense. Madam Seema has been my mentor. She was my head of department when I was studying there. In those odd days when I was kind of shattered, I approached her, and she has been a brilliant mentor. She said, okay, you have enough resources with you. So the name I was kind of trying to bring in the end is now. So a guru to me.
Is that Praveen was always very pushy and very focused to get what he wanted. I got to know him only after he started approaching me that I'm so-and-so, can you get me internship, or can you get me this part-time job, what he was talking about in Indore Management Association. And he was pushy to an extent that I was not actually truly aware of his potential. I introduced him to IMA, and every time IMA wanted an intern, they would always give me reference of, we want someone like Praveen. And he did not make me proud just then, but later he talked about Manish Wiz, right? So Manish is doing extremely well, and WPP, if you don't know, it is one of the largest conglomerates of advertising agencies. Probably more than 50% of ad agencies in the world belong to them. And so they have stake in Manish's company. He actually launched kabadibazar.com when he was pursuing his master's, and he got a coverage in all the prime time news, Hindustan Times, Times of India at that age. And when Manish started working, rather he was running his own business, he was also consulting MakeMyTrip.com. So he called me and he said, "Ma'am, can you give me someone like Praveen?" So here Praveen is referring Manish, and there Manish was referring Praveen. So it went on, and I felt really, really proud of Praveen. And last year when I was visiting him in his office, I was in the elevator and there were a couple of very smart young boys, and I happened to ask them, are you working with Arvato? They said, yeah. And they said, where are you going? I said, I'm also going to your office. Meeting whom? I said, Praveen Rao. Oh, he's a director. With the sense of pride they said, I felt, I cannot express what a proud moment was that for me. So we want more and more Praveen Raos who are focused. See, it came to Praveen because he pushed himself. He was after me, he was after others, because whatever he wanted, he had to have it. So you all must have that in you. Do not think that we will come forward to you or somebody else will come forward to you and serve the plate for yourself. You have to do it yourself. So Praveen, thank you.
My pleasure, ma'am. No matter what I say, I've been always very grateful to her, been my mentor and continues to be. So I'll just take another 5 minutes before I wrap up and show you some real stuff in life. So like I said, I'm no management guru, but some tips and tricks that I can share with you. Here's my personal tip. Have fun while you're learning. If you think that MBA is boring, I just got to pass, find a job, trust me, it's going to bug you like anything. Pick up a subject that you like most, do something, try, and you have an advantage of digital side to you, which we did not have when we were passing out. And I know enough students today who have created digital communities and Nestle's, GSK's, and companies like those and saying that, hey, we want to talk to you. We want to come and talk to you. Give us access to your community. We'll pay you. Because everybody needs captive audience today. Augment your learning through additional readings if you like. If you don't like reading, go check out in the internet. Go watch interesting videos. Check out ads. Look at Grammy Awards. Look at all the nice Cannes Awards related stuff. But do it actively. Try and see what's there in it for me. How can I do it to make the most out of it? Reading, I may like, you may not like, as I said, but today these books are available in the form of voice books, right? You could listen to those books. You don't have to really read those books. It's fun. Try doing that. Create a focus group for discussions. Now, you all have friends. We all have network in campus, outside campus. Most of the time we spend is loitering around. Yeah, no harm. I mean, this is the age we should do it. I don't get time to sit with my friends anymore. But spend some time. Discuss something which is in your interest, which is of your interest, and take it to the next level. Come together without being forced by faculty members. It's fun. Once you pick up your subject and start practicing, it's fun. Apply what you learn. Create something. E-commerce site, Facebook page, e-commerce sites, digital shops. You can do it. It doesn't cost you anything. Start working, creating, selling. A very interesting story here again. I visited a campus in Delhi, and interestingly that campus has students from some 13 different states who comes together, and young boys and girls like you, very, very fashion-sensed boys and girls. You know what they did? 7 or 8 of them came together. They said, okay, 2 of them were from Northeast, Meghalaya and Assam. One of them was from Odisha. One was from Kashmir, and the other 2-3 people were from Madhya Pradesh and places like. You know what they did? They got some artifacts, those nice things you wear on your bands and the T-shirts and the accessories typically. They used to bring that from their native place. They have created a Facebook page. They went online and they started selling that. So first they started within the campus. They started selling it to the other peers for a premium, of course. And when the word started spreading across, they took it online and started selling. This was the first year story. By the time they passed out, you know what? what kind of money they would be making? Can you make any guess? Monthly, what would be their earning by selling something like this? Lakhs of rupees every month, lakhs of rupees. And now, those folks, like I said, we are all trained to think about job, getting a nice salary and all of that. They buried their dream 2 years back and said, no, let's find a job. They did that, but 3 of them have come back again together to start a very unique concept of online store. And like I said, since I work with them, I can't reveal the name because they wanted to keep it under the wraps, but they've launched it with much fanfare, with much greater strength. And the interesting part is they're not moving away from the sourcing model that they started as students. So they again talk to those students, communities, and say, boss, you bring it, we'll pay you. So of course now they're getting incorporated in stuffs like those. So that's the power of coming together and doing something new. And there's no better learning than that. Active reading. Pick what you like, something which can stimulate you. I picked up reading very late. I picked up reading when I was preparing for MBA. I used to hate reading. Some of you may not like it, that's fine, but some of my picks, which I picked up, and I kind of keep reading, going back again and again. And like I said, there are voice books available, 7 Habits, and these are available in the form of voice books. Very, very, very interesting stuff to do that, practice it. Active business reading. Now, we all are forced to read business newspapers, read Economic Times, read Business Standard and whatnot. You know what active reading is? Active reading is trying to see that, okay, is this news making any sense to me? Example, I read, I guess yesterday or today, Mr. Modi said we are going to invest so many 100 crores in digitizing. Yeah, it's a news, I read it, I forget it. What is active reading? Trying to figure out what could be the possible areas where it would impact the way government functions. Thinking about it, penning it down, doing more research can help you do some of the stuff around that. Picture your aspiration every hour, every day, and work towards it. If you wish to become that kick-ass white-collar professional in life, picture it for yourself. If you want to become the next Akash Anant Ambani, picture that for yourself. If you want to become the next Zuckerberg, picture that yourself and work towards it every day. No harm in putting that poster before your eyes right in your bedroom. Absolutely no harm in doing that. Stop being overcritical about what you don't have. Focus on what you have. We all are, that is where luck actually comes. We are all born in certain state that is not in our control, but what you become is in your hand. And I'm talking sheer out of my 15 years of experience. I come from a fairly middle class family, very limited resources. My kids would be better off, and they are better off. So stop being critical that what I don't have in my campus, loos are bad, good, teachers are not coming. Stop cribbing. You have enough to do with your resources that you have in hand. Trust me, there are many people who can't even afford this kind of an education today. My ideology. I'll not talk about it. You can read it. There's nothing like luck. Very little luck. Luck is what you make it. I didn't get through. I didn't get good marks. I had fever. My bike punctured. Not going to take you anywhere. It didn't take me anywhere, at least. Never ever douse fire in your belly. Junk your MBA education if you're a passionate photographer. If you're an artist, follow it. And see the wonders. We all come through failures, right? Do we self-pity? Or you want to pick it up as a lesson and say, oh, I challenge myself, I'll overcome it. Don't be stubborn with your boyfriends, girlfriends, parents, teachers. Be stubborn with yourself. Challenge yourself. Enough power in it. Why do you need somebody to motivate you and come and pat your back? And just do it. Don't waste time, just do it. Think of something, get on your feet, try it. At max you'll fail, right? No harm. With that, thank you so much for being patient with me for last 46 minutes.